How about students submitting to film festivals? Is there a benefit for them to enter as students, or should they wait till they graduate? Deanna, I'll throw it to you first because you mentioned experience with students submitting to film fests.
Yeah, and I was a student when I got my film in my first film festival. I definitely recommend that students enter film fests, but you need to be kind of selective, and you can go, and study like which ones are open to students or first filmmakers, and think about if you can attend that festival. I think sometimes people think that like Sundance is the only thing. Oh, I'm making a film, I'm going to put it in Sundance. But the chance of getting in Sundance is really slim. But there are other festivals that your chance of getting in is good, and that you could also attend and then show your work there. But definitely, I think students should enter and, as was mentioned before, should volunteer for festival work.
Yeah, definitely volunteering, not only so you can kind of see the caliber of films coming through and get inspiration, as we mentioned, but network with people and see what it takes. Great tip there. John, I'll bring it to you next. What are your thoughts on students entering film festivals?
Yeah, I 100% agree with Deanna. I think submitting your work to film festivals while you're still a student is really beneficial. If nothing else, you start to learn about the process, you do your research, and because, the downside to there being so many festivals is that there's so many festivals and it's kind of confusing, and the higher end festivals tend to feed each other a little bit. But there's a lot of local and regional film festivals that students can get into. There's student-only film festivals. I was a juror for the Cine Youth Film Festival here in Chicago, which is actually happening right now. You can still watch movies for free online. That's a student-only film festival. So why wait until you're a professional competing with professionals when, if you think you've got good work, you can compete with other students? Look for film festivals that are in your grasp. So to Deanna's point of like staying local to film festivals you'd actually go to, or that have a similar subject matter to maybe the subject matter of your film. But yeah, absolutely, we teach film festival submission and research, etc., and have assignments on that in our program here. It's part of our curriculum because I think it's so important.
That's really great that you guys include that in your curriculum. I think it truly is an essential part of the field. So I'm glad to hear that you offer that. Jackson, what are your thoughts about students entering film festivals?
I'm with John and Deanna, absolutely 100%. But I also want to echo kind of what they were talking about, is being selective about where you submit, because I don't know if this has been mentioned yet, but submitting to film festivals can get really expensive really fast. And so choosing where you're going to submit and looking at how much it's going to cost, I think is an important thing to do, or else you're going to end up going through potentially hundreds of dollars pretty easily. So yeah, regional festivals are a great start, places that you can go to. But that's, like I mentioned earlier, my first festival experience was the East Lansing Film Festival. They had a student category, and I submitted and got to go, and that kind of started everything. So yeah, definitely do it.
That's great to hear about your experience. And as we've mentioned multiple times, that there are film festivals that are specific for students. And one of the ones that I'm a judge for is local to Grand Rapids, which is the Kent District Library Teen Film Festival. And that's a good place to get started. But I know we've probably all experienced as screeners that students will submit to film fests. And I think my piece of advice in that realm would be, get experience filming outside of the projects that you're assigned in class. Grab your friends and go film stuff just for fun. And those tend to be the better films that you can submit. But by going to film festivals or volunteering at them, I think up and coming filmmakers will see what plays well and what the quality expectations are. So that's really crucial to it.